Hello everyone and welcome back to another Steven Draws video. I hope you're all doing well. I'm just gonna wait for a few more people to come on. Hello. Oh, well that's a bit of a problem. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Alright, so my microphone might sound a bit different today, and that's because I actually lost my headphones, so hopefully I can find them for the next live feed, but as of right now, I think this will have to do. So, as you can see, I am drawing someone's cat. I put it off for a little while, so it's a good time, or better time than never, to actually get this done. I did this cat before, but the owner wanted a new picture of her, as well as the old one. So, that is what I'm going to work on. Hello. Hope everyone is having a great day. I guess you can watch me go through the steps of how I do this, and then after, I'll be talking about a big art sale that I have coming up. I'm selling a bunch of my paintings to hopefully make a bit of money so I can get a car. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the sketch on our cute little cat here. So I like to start with the noses for some reason. I think that's like a big defining feature in a cat when it's probably not, but just very gently sketch this in. And what I'm using is not a regular pencil. Hey, Kathy McDonald. I'm glad you can be here. I'm glad all of you can be here. So what I'm using right now is not a regular pencil. It's actually called a lead holder. I prefer this over pencils for drawing way, way more. Good morning, or good evening, everyone. Not good morning. Oh, shoot. Well, that's not good. Hopefully my lead didn't break. So essentially what it is, it holds a long stick of lead instead of you having to sharpen it. And it lasts a really long time, and the lines are really thick and easy to shade with. It might be, to date, one of my favorite pencils I've owned. So I'd highly recommend it if you're in the market for buying new pencils. I mean, who isn't in the market for buying pencils? I am going to finish up the sketch hopefully within the next 15 to 20 minutes. Probably won't take that long, but as I try to get this as close as possible to the reference, I guess I can kind of talk about what's going to happen with my paintings. So I think nearing the end of the live feed, I'll kind of show you guys what paintings I'm going to sell. But I believe my dad is putting them up for sale on Kastner. So there will be an auction where if you check my Instagram at Steven Draws, you'll be able to see the paintings that are going for sale. So there's a lion. I'm selling a lion. What's it called? Oh, how did I forget what a cow was called? I'm selling a lion, a cow, an ostrich, and a fox. I believe there's one more, but I forgot what it was because I, for some reason, forgot to bring them down here. Hey there, hi there, and hello. Hey, Matthew. Hello to everyone who is joining. Right now, I am just kind of looking at the cat. The cat's name is Callie, by the way, so I think I'm going to refer to it as that. I'm kind of looking at Callie's eyes. Very, very alert, very open looking eyes. Pretty cute. I am going to try to get it as close as possible to the right shape. Then I'm going to come in with oil pastels, and as you probably saw on your thumbnail, or on my thumbnail, a big case of pencil crayons. I'm actually going to keep that there so I actually remember to use them, because I make it a habit of just using whatever I have in the general vicinity, my little area. Whatever I can see, I kind of use as art supplies. Like I had this old sock with a hole in it, and I actually used that to paint a background. I think I was talking about that before. It's like kind of gross, but I mean, like if you're gonna throw out a piece of like fabric or clothing, you might as well put it to some use before it goes into the garbage. So, kind of looks like the right shape, I think. Maybe I should make them a little further apart, but aside from that, hold on. This comes up to the edge of the eye here. So that has got to be a little bit further away. Maybe not even a further away, but I just need to slim it down on that side. Kind of. Erase the edge. Feel free to ask me questions in the chat. I'll get to them as soon as I possibly can. Because I probably should have brought my drafting brush. What was I saying? Probably not something too important if I forgot. So I'm still working on the sketch, as you guys can see. I follow the pattern that the fur takes, kind of build off of that. Callie's got a bit of a wide mouth here. Can't really see it too much on this side, but it's probably a good idea to have it there a little bit. And I have this in black and white for a reason. I didn't want to get the actual colors of Callie, so I can make it as colorful as physically possible. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm just working on the side of the face, or kind of I don't know, this part right here. And then I add the whiskers in last because it's not super important to work on until you're done. Well, I guess you should probably map out where you want the whiskers to be so you don't put a whole lot of detail in the area that's just going to have white covering it up. Let's see. And very, very roughly. Kind of. Get the shape of the face. Callie has a pretty fluffy looking face, so most fluffy cats have their face almost kind of connect with their necks. This cat, however, what I just drew, did not have that. It looked kind of weird, so I just have to fix that. Let's see, the shading here. It comes in a bit, then it comes back up. Then it's just straight, like so. I'm going to read a few comments. You're such a talented young artist. I love your work. Thank you very much. I appreciate it so much. I had a pretty interesting day today regarding online class. I figured out that I can actually do my art classes outside since our Wi-Fi reaches a decent amount into our backyard. So now I've been doing my drawings on our deck, and it's a lot nicer because I had something really interesting actually happened. I had a chickadee land right next to me while I was on Zoom, or on our meet, and the kids started calling me a Disney princess, which, I mean, not sure how I feel about being called a Disney princess, but it was pretty cool having all the little birds in our backyard around me while I was while I was drawing. There, I think that's a good shape. It's pretty dark in this area, coming up into Callie's forehead. So I'm just going to map out the exceptionally dark parts of the fur. So I make sure to add super dark blues or something in there. What? Thank you so much. Here's something for your car fund. Love your work. What? Thank you so much. That is crazy. That helps a lot. When did I learn I could draw? I mean, I've been drawing cartoons. I'm still a bit taken aback for what just happened. Whoa. Yeah, I learned to draw like when I was really little. I kind of did cartoons in class and everything. And I did a couple landscapes, but I never was really into it until about a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago is when I started drawing. I think a little over a year and a half. I think I started at the very end. Yeah, no, it was more than that. It was I started at like near the end of 2019, like in November, I believe. All right. So that ear looks a bit wonky, but I'm pretty sure I can fix it. I mean, hopefully I can fix it. It's just got to be a bit smaller, I think. Yeah, most of my drawings are trial and error, and I basically just do everything off the top of my head, except this one. This one I have to use a reference because when you're drawing like a portrait or someone's pet, you want to get it as close to that picture as possible, or it really isn't their pet, it's just kind of a random animal that you thought of. Oh, speaking of random animals, I'll be right back. I started a bit of a painting yesterday. I might grab it. That might be in the auction in the upcoming days. So I'm going to grab that really quick and try to show you guys. Don't mind me. I don't have my microphone attached to me, so you won't really be able to hear me while I walk into my room. Okay, so the painting that I'm going to show you is that of a whale. And I started this yesterday without a reference, hoping that it turned out cool. I'm going to have to try to step back. I put it in an awkward place. So I didn't add any of the actual shadows from the water on him yet. But this is what I have so far. And I think, if I can just zoom in, it's turning out pretty good so far. All right, now back to the drawing. Hopefully I can get it up to the auction, or hopefully I'll have it done by the auction. I've noticed painting is way faster than drawing with pencil crayons. I mentioned this before, but I have a lot easier time painting because it fills in big areas of color, which is like my biggest struggle. Maybe that's where most of my style comes from. Filling in big areas with a lot of detail or color. Because when you have like a paintbrush, you know, you can just, uh, you know, tap, whatever. Use the motion over and over again to create a pattern. But when you choose to, oh, I guess that's the same for drawing, except it's way more time consuming since it's one line instead of many small lines that the brush will create in one stroke. Most people actually take a really long time painting, and I'm actually working on slowing my roll a little bit when I paint because I want to get it to look super realistic. But when I start off and I paint it super fast, I kind of just, I believe the expression is tickle it to death. Which is, in my opinion, a very, very terrible way to go. Tickle to death, yeah. I end up wrecking the painting. So if I take more time on my drawings, I should be able to get more realistic results. Then again, I am impatient and I can't leave something alone until I like it. And I guess I've developed that by, like in school, I used to compete with a few other classmates when I was in 6th grade and I did cartoons. I did this. Actually, I'll do a example on the back of this paper. I used to draw this 3D loaf of bread, and I drew a little face on him. I always shaded it. I gave him like a cape and he was flying through the galaxy. It was just a really... My first attempt at drawing 3D was a loaf of bread. Something like... Oh, actually, he had like cartoon eyes. Something like this. And then he would be, have a random rainbow behind him for some reason. It's a loaf of bread. But this is what kind of started the whole thing. I used to draw cartoons like this, and then I also did a little guy in a suit, and his head was a candle. I'm going to try to draw this really quick. He was a candle. His head was a candle wick, and he was like, I don't know, wearing a suit? It's not that creative when you think about it now. Wouldn't, like, his suit would probably catch on fire, but I used to draw this little guy with a tie, just in clothes, but he had like a burning candle head. I think it was I think I got the inspiration from the expression burning the wick from two ends. I believe that's what it means. It basically just means you're going to burn out if you work too hard. But something like that. And then I had these little cartoon strips where this would be like the protagonist and he would be riding a loaf of bread. For some reason, I don't know. I was a weird kid. But that's where my drawing career started, and that's why I can't stop until I feel I'm happy with it, because people used to judge the heck out of me before I was even finished, and they couldn't understand like the trust the process thing. Like, so when they saw my drawings before I was finished, they'd be like, wow, that's really bad. 6th graders are way meaner than 8th graders and 9th graders that I've noticed. They have no filter. He's got his little white fur patch here. Like so. Now, this is pretty much the sketch finished. Oh, thank you very much. C. Jenda. Hopefully I didn't mess up your name. Reminds me of Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast. Oh, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen Beauty and the Beast. I haven't seen a lot of Disney movies. The only one that I can remember is Pinocchio. But I haven't seen The Lion King or Beauty and the Beast that I can remember. He was a guy with the candle head, right? He didn't have a candle head. He was a candle, I think. Oh, that's not true. I actually watched the live action remake of it. The one that everyone said wasn't as good as the cartoon. Or from what I've heard. I mean, I wouldn't know. I can't really judge since I didn't see the other one, but that is the only one I've seen. I love how you've captured the eyes. Eyes are tricky to capture. I agree. That's actually why I like to start with noses and eyes, because they're very distinguishing features on humans and animals, especially humans though. So when I'm drawing a person, I always start with the nose and the eyes. Then I build off of that. So Callie's eyes are a bit more slanted than that. And the mouth is a bit smaller, like so. Now I think the sketch essentially is done. Eyes are the window to the soul. I think I actually agree with that, but not for like the whole poetic reason, but because a lot of times humans express a lot of emotion with their mouth and their eyes. A lot of what someone is thinking, you can see through the expression in their eyes. Like if someone is in distress, obviously their eyes would be open and have like bags under them and something like that. All right, so I'm going to start with this. When I was a kid your age, about 50 years ago, I used to draw a teenage, oops, I used to draw a teenage superhero with braces named Foiled Fangs. Oh, that's actually really, really creative. Yeah, I didn't have any cool names for mine. I literally just drew a bread loaf and a guy with a candle head. I had like a little book that I was writing on our old typewriter that we used to have. It was like 100-year-old typewriter, and I used to type away on that. It didn't work very well because the ink was old and like crunchy. Not crunchy, but like the ink strip was. So I had to hit the same key over and over again to try to get the letter to appear. So right now, what I'm going to do is start in the light areas with a pink, a yellow, and a blue. Or I guess this is more of an orange. These three colors. Let's see. What did I miss? One trick for noses and eyes on people is to line the width of the nose with the center of their eyes. Yeah, I noticed that. I think, or apparently, according to my art teacher, who is a really nice guy actually. I have a lot of respect for him. But according to him, eyes are like 3 eye widths apart. So if you had two eyes, or two human eyes, it's different for animals. If you had two human eyes, they should be just far enough apart for another eye the same width to fit right in the middle. And so far, I mean, I haven't posted any portraits that I've made, but so far it's worked. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. I think if I think I might do a little bit of oil pastel action in here. I think that might look a lot cooler. So I want the dark areas to be a blue. And I'm not erasing the pencil marks because it actually blends in with the oil pastels relatively well. And I'm only doing this partially because the super thin parts have to be pencil crayon. But essentially you can probably see me just doing the thickest part of the cat, or the thickest part of the shadows of his eyes with oil pastel. Don't know why it's so hard for me to talk today. Had kind of an off day today. You know when you have like a really weird dream and then it messes up your day a little bit? Yeah, it's like that. It's been one of those days. I think I'm going to keep his nose pink. A pinkish orange. A coral color. I think that would be cool. And that seems like the right color. You're a very special guy. Good luck. You're blessed. Thank you very much, Carol. The character that I always drew was a peanut person. I actually used to do that all the time as well. I had a little peanut guy. That reminds me. Inspiration from Mr. Peanut himself. It was not as good. Yeah, I think it was what started me off was the little comics that me and my classmates would draw. I used to be like a comic book artist kind of guy. Not a very good one, but you know, how you would expect like the average 6th grader to draw, like just doodling in class. Now I've come a long way from that, but I think then I wasn't really taking drawing very seriously. I just did it like just for fun. Now I do it as like, well, I mean, it's fun for me still, but it's more therapeutic, and I also, hopefully, by doing this, can make it into a career. Or a job at least. This is the dark area. So I think what I should probably do. Oh, hi Matthew. Welcome to welcome to my live. It's good to see you. Uh yeah, I think what I'm probably going to do is just come in with the darkest blue oil pastel that I have if I can dig through and find it. If not, I'm probably just going to whatever. I'll use this first. I'm just adding random layers of different colors for fun. Because, you know, if they wanted it colorful, and they're going to get it colorful. Huh. Just a second. I think I know where it is. I know where it is. Well, I thought I did. I did not. I have a bit of a. Well, I'm just going to tilt the camera up. Bit of a messy little table over there where I put all my paints temporarily. And then there's just a random cowboy costume down there. It's got like an inflatable horse that's attached to it. Since we're cleaning out our house a bit, came across some Halloween costumes, and for some reason that's there. But yeah, that's where I was moving all my art supplies temporarily, but that's his home for now. I had my black oil pastel there, but it's not there anymore. Oh, well, here's a tiny one, a very small black oil pastel, and I'm pretty sure I can get it to work. First, I should probably establish a light source while I'm here. Let's see. I'm gonna mark it on the tape. Here. So that means the shadows are going to be darkest here. Here. Now, unfortunately, I haven't found a solution to the phone problem, so this is probably going to be a two-part video. It just gives me more opportunity to talk to you guys. Right now, for the highlights, I think I'm going to stick to yellow and pink. And then the shadows are just going to be blue. So in here, I'm going to do yellow edges, and then pink, and then blue. Like this. Now I'm going to add a bit of pink. Oh, first I'm going to add a little shadow here. And, oh, also I'm going to grab a white. Nope, that has a broken tip. I wish I brought a pencil sharpener with me, but I didn't think that far ahead for some reason. Yeah, there we go. Like so. Hopefully again, I'll explain why my microphone is so quiet. I lost my headphones right before I went live. So if it's a bit more quiet than usual, don't worry, it will be fixed next time for sure. It's just a temporary problem. I'm just going to very lightly do little circles actually. That might shade it in better. The hair is very fine, so there's just going to be a few little shadows in here that you can see. Like so. Very relaxing to watch. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear you guys are enjoying the live so far. I am. Oh, I'm getting a bit quiet. I forgot that I don't have. Keep forgetting that I don't have my microphone attached to me. Hopefully that won't last long. Let's see. Oh. I don't know what's happening. There's a conversation going on in the chat. I missed an important comment, it seems. Hey.
That's the only one I got.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I needed a sharpener.
I don't know what happened to the sharpener. I was just using it.
Oh, that's alright. This works perfect. Well, now I have a sharpener. Well, that's good. Now I can sharpen the black pencil crayon. That was the biggest problem so far that I tried to tried to skim over, but you couldn't really see much of a change when I used it, so I'm glad that I have this now. Oh no, my battery is already dying. I used to draw a lot, even went to Scotland on a very cool artist retreat. Then drew invention sketches, but haven't drawn in ages. It's something I'd love to find the time for. So loving this. I am glad that you are enjoying the live. I'm glad that everyone is here. I really appreciate every single person that follows me, and you guys are all so supportive. I probably have, in my opinion, the most, I don't know, the nicest fan base or the nicest following on YouTube that I've seen. Besides my dad's, of course. My dad's and my mom's. I don't think I've gotten like a single actual hate comment once. Don't want to jinx it, but everyone is just so nice. I cannot express how thankful I am for you guys. Now what I'm doing is I'm using a little green one to draw the edges of the quote-unquote fur out. I mean, it is fur. I don't know why I said quote-unquote. Let's see. My kitty is sitting on a dresser watching you drawing a cat. Aw. Well, hopefully your kitty approves and he isn't offended. Again, I think I said this in my last video, but sometimes you just have to trust the process. I usually try to avoid doing a whole lot of live feeds because they always kind of take a big downhill turn before looking good again. Hopefully that doesn't start to happen, but I think I'll be able to catch it if it does. Oh, thank you very much, Tony Williams. I hate when it's over. Oh. Well, thank you. Two of my 3 kitties are sleeping on either side of me. I love them all so much. Aw. I think if you really want to help, like, if you ever feel like lonely or you just moved out or something, in my opinion, the best thing you can do is get a cute little a pet. I have, like, when I'm feeling kind of lonely and I'm on my school meets where no one's really talking, Chewy sits on my lap and keeps me company all class, which is like super peaceful because not only am I able to sit outside and enjoy nature, but I also have a cute little a cute little rodent dog to keep me company. I think I overused that joke, but not to the point where it's annoying. So I'm going to keep doing it. And I think I like the yellow, blue, and pink. So I'm going to keep doing that. Also, I'm going to add a little bit of this coral color on his snoot, on his nose. Hopefully, I can find a lighter color. But so far, I can only find these yellows and greens. I think I can work with that. Let's see. Haters gonna hate, in my opinion. They're just jealous. You know, I think that might be true. I think most haters, like, on YouTube videos, they're just bored. Really. Like, if you're gonna take the time out of your day to hate someone, unless you have, like, a really good reason, like they broke the law and did something bad or something like that, and you take the time out of your day to, like, hate on someone's YouTube comment, you're probably just bored because you probably don't really think of the other person that you're messaging as another human. You kind of just see them as someone that goes against your opinion, whatever. I've never hated on someone's post before, but I've seen lots of posts that gotten a lot of hate. And they're written like no one's going to see them. Like they're so mean, but there's not something anyone would ever say in real life. Like to your face, no one's gonna say those things. They just hate themselves and lash out on others. I think that's partially true. Like some haters might be sad, but I think it's mostly just out of sheer boredom. Sheer boredom, or you're frustrated. Like if you get mad at someone for their like opinion online, they're just frustrated for not being heard or something. So they, instead of, having a valid point or something, they will uh, immediately turn to insults because they've been ignored for so long, and that's the only way they really know how to get their point across. Or that's what I've taken from it. Always believe that I don't have to agree with someone's opinion, but I do have a responsibility to understand where they're coming from. That is exactly right. I think everyone should take, like, when you're in an argument, everyone should take the time to try to understand the other person's side and where they're coming from, why they would think that. Because the easiest way to come to a peaceful decision is by understanding each other. Look into getting a backup battery pack. It can be attached with your charger cable. That is a good idea. Speaking of which, I should probably turn my brightness down. It's on full right now. That might explain why my phone is dying so quick. So, hopefully, I can get at least 15 more minutes out of this live feed before my phone dies. But when it hits the 10% mark, I'm going to have to cut this short. Hopefully I can get an extension cable next time to attach, but I don't remember where I put it. All right. So, I might actually grab a knife to scrape some of that oil pastel off and get more of a highlight. Ugh. All right, so I'll just use this old knife that I used to use for carving, so it's super dull. I'm just gonna scratch that kind of weird greenish gray color that I got going on. I know I'm holding it weird. It's not sharp. Never hold a knife like this. Don't do what I'm doing. Ever. It's a bad idea. Yeah. Held it by the blade. Like a champ. Only champs hold knives in a position that is incredibly and unnecessarily dangerous. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. I'm going to hopefully find a lighter color of blue, lighter shade of blue. There we go. I can fill in this area temporarily in with, so it doesn't look so colorless, should I say? I think that's a pretty good description. Let's see. Kelly agrees to disagree. Oh, I think I missed a comment. That's all right. I always try to make sure to read comments after. So if you have a question that I don't get to, I'll probably read over it and try to get back to you guys. I didn't realize that you could go through the live chat as you rewatch the video. But that confused me. I was commenting on someone's post because I thought it was still live. I was being like, hey, I think you froze. I think you froze. It was one of my friends. But the chat just was what kept going. I think... Oh. Yep, that's my cue. I gotta wrap this up pretty quickly then. I'm just going to add a bit more highlight on his brow. It's light here, so I'm just going to go with mostly pink pastel. into up here. And sorry to cut this live feed short. I started the live feed with 80% battery, but YouTube kills my phone really fast. It's probably because I have an old phone model. But I am happy with it, as long as it works as a camera. There we go. Just make those lines a little bit more smudged out. Oh, thank you very much, Marjorie Brown. Oh, let's see. I think I might have mispronounced your name. You're a very talented young man. Thank you very much. Oh, oh no. All right. I'm running on 9% battery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a tiny bit more detail here, but I'm going to have to put a pause on Callie. And we can do a part 2 tomorrow. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably be gone for like 30 seconds while I grab my paintings that I did not have prepared for some reason. Unless I can get someone to bring them down. Oh, thank you.
I think I charged it for you.
I didn't see that. Thank you very much. Now I got a little the little power pack thing. One of these. Now I don't have to end the live. Hooray! Alright, so that gives me a bit more time to talk with you guys. Yeah, Mom to the rescue. I completely forgot that we had that. That would have probably been a good idea for me to take it downstairs before I started the live, but I've never been known for having good ideas. Right now what I'm doing is just adding a tiny bit, well, not really a tiny bit. I added quite a bit of blue, which I am then going to feather into the drawing with a different color of oil pastel. So I'm going to use green here. And just kind of smear it in. Not really smear it in. That's kind of a weird way of putting it. I don't know. Draw it into the other colors. And I'm using the edge of this knife. Since it's very dull, like I can not sharp at all. I can use it to scrape kind of hard actually some of the excess pigment off of the paper. And I can get a much cooler effect when I do. Like this. And I think that turned out kind of cool so far. So what I'm going to do is, like I said before, the shadows are going to mostly be blue. So I'm actually going to start filling this in. Just random little chunks of this are going to be like super dark blue. And since the light is coming from here, it's going to mostly be around here. Since this part of the cat's face is a little bit more elevated, or a little bit cast in a little bit of a shadow, if you will. Just add a little bit of blue here for the shadow as well. Like so. Let's see. Oh, new sub. Well, I'm glad that you subscribed, that you like my content. Hopefully I should be putting up an actual video soon instead of just a live feed. I gotta rework on my editing skills. It's been so long. A couple months now since I put up a video. Besides that elephant one, I think that was the last one I put up. Alright, so now I'm going to come back in with these three. And I know it looks a little bit messy now, but like I said, please trust the process. That is my only hope. Trusting the process. It looks weird right now, but I promise that I will most most likely most likely make this look good. If not, I always have more paper. So it's not impossible. And not all drawings are perfect, I think. It's kind of hard, like when you're trying to learn to draw and then you see like YouTubers, not myself, but like other YouTubers like drawing these huge masterpieces. Like for me, for example, when I started, I was actually looking at YouTube videos of like people doing these giant murals, and I was just amazed. But it's hard to tell that those people probably make the same amount of mistakes that we do when we are drawing, or you just don't see it because they don't show it on purpose. So it kind of gets a tiny bit discouraging, to be honest. Or I think it can get a little discouraging when you see that your art isn't the same as like a professional artist's, you know, very detailed work. I think it's always important for like a YouTuber to, or an artist to have, or to show online that it's not in it sounds like I'm leading up to messing up on purpose. I'm not trying to mess up, but I feel like this is a pretty good way to segue into that. No, but I feel like artists should occasionally show when they make mistakes, because it's important for everyone to see that everyone, you know, makes mistakes and stuff like that. A lot of people make the same mistakes too. Like for me, I rushed this piece, so as of right now, it doesn't look fantastic, but I'm going to make it look great. I can do it. Probably. I can probably do it. Now I'm just going to... Here's the other chunk of black. Like so. There's another like so for you guys to tally up. I say that way too much in my videos. Gotta cut down on the like so's. I don't know why I say it. I guess it's just my thinking sound when people say, well, I mean, I also say and but I also say like so when I'm trying to think of something else to say after. There. Now I'm going to come in with a bit more pink. Oh, actually, maybe a light blue. I'll do like this little squiggly thing. Get little patches on his face. Or her face. My bad. Whatever. Alright, so now I think if I can find it again, I'll use my little piece of black pastel to get a lot more shading done inside, like this. And wherever it casts a shadow, I'm just going to add a tiny bit of black pastel. Oh, also, I need to make sure that you can definitely see where the eye is separate from the rest of his face. Hey you, yes you, did you know Steven is on Instagram? Well, he is, and here's the link. Thank you very much, Matthew. I I kept reading because I didn't want to just cut off what I was saying. But yeah, that is the link to my Instagram if you guys are interested in seeing some of my art that never really reaches YouTube. But I think still it was YouTube worthy. I was just too lazy to make a video, apparently. Yeah, I got some oh, and the pieces that are actually going up for auction are on YouTube. Oh, bit of a voice crack. Or on Instagram. The voice crack distracted me whilst I was talking. Well, oh, thank you very much. I can see people are starting to follow me. Well, thanks for the shout out, Matthew. Now I got a few more followers. Yeah, and now I'm getting more followers on my Instagram. Ugh. I am super tired today, and I don't know why. I had a decently good sleep, I think. I think I've had a bit of a case of sleepwalking recently because like occasionally like I won't even be up, but like I'll walk up the stairs, the super creaky basement stairs, and freak everyone in the house out. There was this one time I was like half asleep and I was walking pretty loud and like just randomly walking around. And then when I fully woke up, I was like, wait, what am I doing? And I freaked everyone in my house out. People like my family thought that like someone broke in or something. So they're like, they actually were getting ready to call the police on me because I was knocking stuff over and being super loud. And then I didn't answer when my dad said who's there. So there's just a bunch of like banging downstairs. Then you like ask if anyone's there and you don't get a response. That's super scary. Well, it's nice to know that even my unconscious self can mess with my parents. My my unconscious actions are still just as good as messing with my parents as my conscious ones. That's funny to me. I feel actually pretty bad about that. But at the same time, I'm glad that I'm glad that I can tell that story. It's an interesting story to tell. Now I am just adding random highlights and shadows. That's not highlights. Adding random shadows. And because this is going to be a mixed media piece, I might actually add a bit of white paint. Bit of white paint. And again, I'm going to push kind of hard. Oh, don't want to make the paper roll. I just want to scrape the excess pigments off. And it comes off in like this little roll that eventually sticks to your socks and makes a giant mess on your floor that you have to clean up after. I am talking from experience. I try to aim for my desk when that happens, but it's not guaranteed. I think if art isn't like a crazy messy process, it's not as fun for me. I know that's like kind of like a random thing to bring up, but like when art is messy, like not stick on your hands and everything, like get all over the place messy, but like if you don't have an apron on, your clothes are wrecked messy, like that kind of painting, it's not as fun. So like when I am, for example, for the whale, when I was doing the streaks in the water, the light, the light lines, I was like flicking the brush and I managed to get a huge streak of white paint across my apron that would have actually gone onto my shirt, obviously, if I wasn't wearing it. Art is, can be very messy. It was kind of weird though, because like when I was a kid, I used to hate getting like dirt or something like that on me. I think it was the stickiness, like when I could feel it, the stickiness between my fingers, I hated that. It's kind of different with paint, I guess, because you can just roll it off your fingers like that and it comes off. Like, look at my hands. They're pretty messy, pretty dirty already. And I didn't even, that I can remember, didn't even use them to smudge anything. Oh, maybe I did. I just don't remember. So far, you have a great eye. Well, thank you very much. Uh, I wish that was true, but I need glasses. I don't know where I was gonna go with that joke, but I wrecked it at the end. I have a great eye. Nah, that was pretty bad. I'm just gonna pretend that I didn't say that. And the worst part is I like stuttered, and my voice cracked through it as well. That was like the worst nightmare of like bad jokes. Like where you tell a joke. For me anyway, I told when you tell a joke in class and like no one laughs. I'm not sure if I already told the story, but I'm gonna tell it again anyway. I was in class and we have a bit of a group chat of just students, and someone sent a random picture of just like a tree frog that was just chilling out in a grocery store. And they had the caption underneath it saying, "What is he buying?" And I said, "Probably looking for bugs. Must be a flea market." Not only did no one laugh, they actually told me to shut up and like they threatened to get me off the chat. I think they were joking, but I didn't like it at all. A mural in a coffee shop is a great idea. Oh, in the coffee shop. I think my dad was asking me about hanging one of my paintings in the coffee shop. Not sure about the mural. I actually was planning with Josh maybe in the next upcoming months or so to hopefully paint his garage, but it's not guaranteed. I think it'd be pretty cool though. He came up with the idea, and he actually apparently recently talked to my dad about me doing it. So I think that would be really cool if I got to do my first mural, my first actual mural on someone else's property, that is. That would make for a really cool video, I think. And it would be like a really cool first for me. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. My dad's humor is rubbing off on me. Yeah. I've developed a bit of dad humor over the quarantine. Uh, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I've been telling a lot more dad jokes. That's for sure. I've noticed like with younger people, like people my age, they don't necessarily appreciate dad jokes like, other people. I think they kind of appreciate just random kind of memes, which I also really appreciate, but it kind of sucks when you tell a joke and either no one gets it or no one laughs. My teachers laugh. I guess that's kind of proof that youth, the younger generation, just doesn't understand what good humor is. Let's see. Dad jokes are too funny. I agree. I also appreciate dad jokes. They're probably, uh, I don't know. If there's like a list of my favorite type of humor, it would probably almost be on there. Yeah, I don't know. It's rubbing off on me. Every now and then I'll, every now and then, no, every now and then I'll just have a dad joke pop into my mind. They're never good, uh, but it doesn't stop me from saying them. It's gotten me quite the reputation, I assume. Whoop, that's not good. Hmm. Well, I'm gonna have to fix that later. I don't have a chair to work on anymore because I managed to get paint on it like pretty recently, and I'm afraid that if I sit on it, I'm going to paint my pants more than they already are. The fact that no one laughs is what makes dad jokes funny. That's true. I think the whole slow clap, the slow clap aspect of most dad jokes is what makes them even funnier. Yeah. You know what? I think this is actually turning out kind of good, you know, for not being done yet. See, I told you guys to trust the process, and 100 and how many people are on right now? Whoa, 111 people took my advice. I'm going to use, oh, by the way, I'm using a rough bristle boar brush to just smear the pastel and smooth it out, make it look a lot softer. I'm working with pretty old oil pastels, and I'm not sure if that actually affects the quality or not, but it feels like I'm probably okay. Like, these oil pastels are like, I assume, I don't know why I said assume like that. I assume they are, what, like 15, almost 20 years old now? It came out of like a box where like the paper in the box, like the Kleenex part, not Kleenex, whatever, the tissue that's meant to keep it from breaking, literally crumbled in my hands. I'm not complaining though. They, as you guys can see, seem to work fine. I'm just going to blend around the edges as well. And I think that almost looks like a cat. Someone said they love cats but hate dogs. No, I haven't really been a person of favor either. We have a dog, but cats are way more intimidating for me. They're like dogs, but they're mean and they have knives on the ends of their hands. No, that's not saying all cats are mean. Just, the good majority of them. They'll probably eat you. Like, for for whatever reason, your cat finds the reason to eat you. It will. I'm pretty sure dogs won't do that. No, that might actually not be true. Chewy's a little scavenger. He'd probably eat me too. Hopefully. Hopefully not. That's a weird topic that I just randomly decided to get into. I talked about how cats are just dogs with knife hands, and then I said they will eat you. What a great live feed. Wow. I don't know why I said that at all. All right. Well, I must be getting tired or something, because that was a weird topic to bring up. Now I'm just adding highlights while I casually change the subject. I like the color green. Never mind. That was a pathetic attempt at trying to change the subject. Right now, I think I'm just going to do a little bit more shading with black. Scrape off any excess with the knife. Just saying that, Stephen, because you are your father's son. Oh, you're just saying that because you're your father's son. Yeah, I think I just might be. People tell me that I sound like him. I honestly don't hear it at all. I don't think I sound like my dad in my head. But then again, in my head, I sound like, I don't know, I sound very high pitched in my head. Oh, that's not good either. I keep knocking my things over behind me. I got my little whale painting behind me that I have to finish soon. All right, so I'm going to use the same boar bristle brush and add a little bit of highlights with white paint. Hopefully it won't affect it too much. I don't think it'll make it wrinkle because first of all, it's taped down, but also there's a layer of oil pastel on top that will shift as the paint dries. Or I assume it will. So I'm just getting a tiny bit off the top of the lid because I don't need a crazy amount. I'm just gonna do this. And you know, that kind of looks like fur. You know, if you, yeah, I said you know twice in a row, and then I rhymed. I don't know why I keep pointing out every time I say something weird or something that kind of like catches myself off guard, because I'm pretty sure you guys don't care. It's just me. Then I point it out to everyone. Yeah. Let's see. Definitely gotta add some highlights here. Under his eye. That's gonna be darker after a little bit. You think cats are scary? I'm babysitting a scarlet macaw. He can be a scary bird. Yeah, don't they have like a bite force of like 200 pounds per square inch? You're lucky Polly wants a cracker and not a finger, because he could easily get one. That's a little bit morbid. I'm just kidding. Birds are... I actually really like birds. Even though they can be... Sorry, I'm just walking away from the camera. Even though they can be a little bit intimidating, I think that when I grow out or move out of my house, I'm probably going to get a bird. Birds are definitely scary. They're super, super cute. I would definitely think it would be cool to have a bird. But at the same time, they are pretty dangerous, actually. I'm pretty sure Steve Irwin, a parrot was one of the very few animals that he was actually afraid of. Now, considering he literally like wrestled alligators and like was the king of the jungle essentially, I don't know what these parrots are hiding from us. But if Steve Irwin was afraid of parrots, I'm pretty sure there's a reason. Like, didn't they used to attack him or something? I don't actually know. Like, I'm not 100% sure. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what I don't know means. But apparently, according to like this one video I saw on Instagram that, you know, not a really great credible source, but apparently parrots used to like just attack Steve Irwin all the time. And that's why he was afraid of them. Well, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. And feel free to, because I would hate if I accidentally told you guys something false. Let's see. My brother had a green and red parent. He was mean and made a mess. Yeah, they seem to be messy birds. I think, although parrots are very beautiful, I probably wouldn't have a parrot. I think I would have like a budgie or something. Like a cute little bird. Oh, maybe actually, although you're probably not allowed to have them, if I was allowed to have one bird, I would choose a crow. But that's because they're like the smartest bird in the animal kingdom. They have like, I mentioned this in my last video as well, but they have their own like justice system. And they have like the average comprehension skill of like a 7-year-old human child. Now, I don't know. I don't know how birds can be that smart, like that close to human intelligence, but you know, I think it would be really cool to have one. Also, I did look it up after. You can definitely make them talk. Parrots, or not parrots, crows can talk. Well, parrots can't too, but in this context, crows are actually able to talk. Let's see. What did my mom say? Choose a chicken, they poop breakfast. Oh. I mean, that's not wrong. I mean, it is wrong. They don't poop breakfast. But yeah, chicken is like yet free food. Well, I mean, chicken's probably not Oh no. What did I do? I don't know why I chose to use that color, and I interrupted myself. I'm pretty sure I was talking about what eggs? Yeah, eggs aren't like it's weird. We're not eating the chicken's babies. We're eating their like this is going to be gross. I'm sorry. We're eating chicken periods when we eat eggs. It's not it's gross, but it's true. It's not like I used to think it was like, "Oh, they haven't had their baby because, there's no male chicken, but they still lay the eggs." What is that? I regret putting thought into that, and I'm sorry that I had to share that with everyone. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. It's true. You can't escape the truth. It haunts me, and now it's gonna haunt you. Hooray! Aren't you glad you clicked on the live feed? Yeah, the truth hurts. Your stomach. Hurts your. It hurt my stomach. I had trouble eating eggs like at least a couple months after hearing or after figuring out that fact. I I regret putting thought into what eggs were, but if I have to suffer, why not? Everyone. Why not I make everyone else who hears me? Yeah, I don't know why I felt the need to tell everyone that, but I can tell you I have no regrets, and I'll probably say something equally as gross, if not more gross, again. Just a second, I gotta go get some more white paint to add highlights. All right. I'm actually really, really thankful for the little charger thing that my mom gave me. Now I have probably a lot more time left, actually. I still have one bar on the charger thing, and I'm at 20% now instead of 10. Let's see. Okay, this is the first time I see this channel. Well, I am I'm sorry that is your first impression of me. There's lots more where that came from. It's probably going to happen again. Right now, while I awkwardly change the subject once again, I'm just going to add some highlights with the paint on the ears especially. Ears have always been a problem for me when I'm drawing, and I don't know why. Kind of like saying horrible things on live feeds are going to be a problem for the YouTube terms of service. I've heard my dad say some pretty messed up things on a live feed, but I think that might topple a few of them. Yeah, I think that kind of looks like fur. Blotchy fur. How long did they take? Let's see. I was right. Steven is his father's son. Well, it would be weird if I wasn't and I was just some kid living in his basement. I just like came to his house like, "Yo, I'm staying here. Not going anywhere." I actually really like it down here. My basement is like a little apartment. I got my little studio. I got a TV down here. Doesn't necessarily work, but I got one. Yeah, and then I got a bed. That's about it. Uh, I think since my brush has a bit of paint on it still, I can use it to add highlights and smear some of the, as you can see, smear some of the pastel. And this is what we have so far. I'm gonna have to wrap it up because my charger thing just died, and it's also 9:15, or I believe it is. I'm going to swipe down. It is exactly 9:15. I just guessed. Nice. All right. So I am going to end it off here. Not smear, blend. Yeah. Well, I'm not great with all the terminology. I just kind of say whatever word comes first to my mind. Yeah, I'm just going to add a little bit more highlights on the bottom. Like so. And thank you very much to everyone for joining my live feed. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who donated as well. I am very, very appreciative of that. I am so close to getting a new car, and you guys helped like a lot. So thank you. Thank you very much. And until next time, bye.